a national hero, community builder, and a man whose life is woven into the very fabric of Bahamian history. Earlier this year, Captain Fernley Palmer sat down with us to share his journey and some unforgettable stories of growing up alongside another legend, the late Sir Lyndon Pindling. From lessons in leadership to moments that shaped a nation. Take a look. Captain Fernley Palmer has worn many hats over the years, not just as a community leader, but also as a quiet force during a critical time in our country's political evolution. His close bond with Sir Lyndon Pindling placed him near the heart of the Bahamas' push for independence. Captain Palmer, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us. Let's start by going back to your friendship with Sir Lyndon Pindling. How did that friendship begin?
First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity to say to you and to the country how my friendship began with, I refer to him as Lyndon. Sir Lyndon, the father of the nation. I was told by my parents that my parents and Sir Lyndon's father came in the Bahamas in April 1922. My father, I was told, and Sir Lyndon's father were police officers. Sir Lyndon and I born through the same corner. I was born on the corner of East Street and Mason Edition. So the first person I know, apart from my brother and my sister, was the father of the nation, who I will refer to as Lyndon.
So what do you remember most about your boyhood days together?
Shooting marble and catching chicken. We raised our own chicken, and I forgot to put up the chickens, the biggest one night, shooting a marble with Sir Lyndon. And the rats came and ate the biggest, and I was in trouble. I told my parents that Sir Lyndon and I were shooting a marble, and it get dark, I forget. And my father took me, with every drop of honesty in me, my father took me to Sir Lyndon's father, and tell when he beats Sir Lyndon, he must beat me. So that's the relationship we had, friendship, not politics, friends.
So Sir Lyndon went on to become a lawyer and the nation's first prime minister. How did you feel witnessing your friend rise to national leadership?
Just great. He invited me to all his functions in the Bahamas. But how I got involved with Vance, Sir Lyndon decided to run for the Southern District. There's two families living through Barren Ground Corner. The corner where I moved through and lived through for 23 or 4 years. I know the families, but he didn't know them as good as I did. And he came to me and asked me if I could go with him to these families to solicit their votes. And I did that. And that was my first walk and first start in politics until this moment.
Now, we understand that you turned down a seat in Parliament and even a Senate appointment. Why did you prefer working behind the scenes at that time? Tell us about that.
I was deeply involved through my father, who put me in the Boys Brigade, the first Nassau Bahamas company in Wesley Methodist Church in 1943. And I get to like the movements of the Boys Brigade and the discipline and the self-respect. So I decided to stay with the Boys Brigade. I was made the offer to run for the Grove. I turned it down, and also it was rumored that I'd be a senator for the Progressive Liberal Party. And I told my friends, Lyndon, that I'm not interested.
So you were present on Bay Street during Black Thursday on April 27, 1965. What stands out in your memory from that historic day?
I know something is going to happen, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And late Donald Wilson and Sidney Young and Michelle, we were stone masons, and we were working over to, they call it then Hog Island, Paradise Island. We go over in a glass bottom boat. So we went over that morning, check-in, and then we came back. Now, the late Matthew Sawyer, he was an insurance agent, and he allowed the PLP member of parliament at that time to use his office, and I think that is where they had the strategy, but I did not know what was going to happen, but we had an idea that something was going to happen, and we just say we can stick and see if we can change this policy, change this, the way how we're being handled because of the color of our skin.
So you saw the mace and the hourglass thrown out of the window? Or you said you checked in at work and you came out?
I didn't see it, but Lord help me. I saw one person who had the mace and run, and he dropped it.
Oh, wow.
I understood later from him that he used to run a relay with the mace. I run in past the you and you pass the Madam Palmer lady and she passed the other person. So now one police would have run behind me for the mace while we relayed. But then it was dropped, and that's how I think the authorities got the mace back.
Okay.
But the plan was, I was told later, to take it to Sun Recreation Ground where they would have a rally with the mace which belongs to the people.
But a peaceful day it turned out to be.
I think the riot squad was called out because at that time they had what they call the riot squad. They had a cadre police who had bayonets on the rifle and had big wicker shield.
Police with the human barricades.
Yeah, thank you, human barricade, yeah.
So looking back on your reflections of Sir Lyndon's legacy and the progress the Bahamas made as a nation, what are your thoughts?
Great, we have made some progress, a lot of progress. I remember when I went to trade, I was paid 60 cents per week. When I bought my first car, gas was 60 cents per gallon. But things was bad, and when the PLP came, they said, well, open the way, in particular with education.
Is there one particular accomplishment, either personal or national, that fills you with the most pride?
I have a quotation, what the Boys Brigade used throughout the world. I'd rather build a boy than the man a man. And that stands out with me. Give me the glue. Let me put the ingredients which Fernley want to put in him. So we'll have a better Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We'll have a better boy. I can't name the amount of ministers of the gospel who came through the 14th company. That's my thing. That's why I'd rather you build that boy. Let me put the ingredients of religion and discipline in him. So the country, wherever they go, could be a better place. Because my parents put me in the Boys Brigade, and I put what I learned in the Boys Brigade into those boys.
What began as a friendship became a foundation, one built on leadership, loyalty, and love for country. As we approach National Heroes Day, we honor the bonds that continue to shape our nation's story. And as we look ahead, those same values of strength and resilience remain just as vital. In our economics, tourism strong, construction's booming, but global risks are starting to surface. How could it all hit home for you? Find out right after the break.